Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tin Roof Podcast. Not a real long episode today. There's a lot I want to discuss, but I want to do it very, very quickly. Ended up being on a time crunch today, which was kind of weird because things were going really, really well at the start, and then it was like, pew! It got away from me very, very quickly. So welcome to season 3. Most importantly, almost most importantly, there's going to be something else that we discuss that's a little bit more important, but. Yeah, so if you're new here, welcome to the podcast that discusses not only music, primarily country and heavy metal, but also rally car racing and pretty much any other kind of racing that fits my fancy. It's primarily rally car right now just because that's my favorite at the moment. Probably going to be my favorite for quite a while, but anything dirt related is what we discuss here, along with cooking and wrestling and pretty much anything and everything in between. I'm a comic book writer, so we discuss comic book stuff sometimes with some people. So that's kind of the general consensus of the show. That being said, today's episode is primarily focused on rally car racing and barbecue. Why? Because Thanksgiving's coming up, and something tragic actually happened in the barbecue community, being that we lost food with bare hands. If you guys aren't familiar with that, and if you are, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to get into the nature too much of it, other than it's okay to not be okay. I don't know how else to say it. I'm not close enough to the situation to say what was going on. I'm not going to report false information. People are hurt by this, and it stinks. So that being said, from what I can gather, if you need help, and this it's beyond just this situation. I'm talking in general. If you need help, please speak to somebody. When we discuss people like Chester Bennington and everything else, we've said similar things. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to talk to people, but we need to keep all of us here. Not just because we're getting into the holidays or whatever, but because everybody matters. Every life matters. This was sad. He was a guy that has recently seriously, heavily inspired me, probably the past 4 or 5 months. And I'm going to be doing a lot of cooking videos that kind of revolve around his stuff. This month here has been a lot of Thanksgiving stuff. My brain went wee, but it's been a lot of Thanksgiving stuff. Been a lot of fun. I'm actually cooking a short round roast for like a beef option for your Thanksgiving. I'm also doing a low calorie peanut butter pie recipe that, guys, it looks phenomenal. I almost didn't even want to put it in the fridge to let it set up, but that just really hurt. Season 3 is kicking off with a bang, though. Aside from the sad news of the passing of food with bare hands, I have one of my wife's hairs, and it's driving me nuts. Sorry about all that, but yeah. So aside from that, if we were to move on to happier news, which I would like to, I don't know. I'm not doing good at this today. Kalle is retiring from World Rally Championship, and he's not the only one that's leaving. Tanak is leaving, and Oit's I can fully understand. Kalle has been incredibly blessed, and it's not that his doesn't make sense. It just stinks at the timing. We have the new regulations coming up in 2027. Things aren't looking good for 2026 already because 2 of the superstars of the championship are leaving. However, yes, it does open up the door for new blood to come in, which will be good. However, also, Hyundai's cars are junk. I mean, you have 3 guys that should be at the top or not even necessarily at the top. Like, I mean, obviously top 5, I would say, should be contender. Like, they should be contending for the top 5 every weekend that there's a rally. All 14 events that they need to be there. Because if you're only going to have 3 cars every rally, and you have 3 of the, no joke, 3 of the best rally car guys, you got to get some wheels around them. Every rally that Oit lost this year was because of technical difficulties. Wasn't an error on his part. Power steering in Portugal. Motor in, South America. Right, going into CER. Those weren't the only 2 issues. The dude was right there. And then, punctures. Hyundai's had the most issues with punctures out of any team. I would like to see the statistics, because I don't think it's just how they're driving the car. I think there's a lot more to it. Now, who would I like to see in Oit's place? Because we already know who's going into the place at Toyota. We'll discuss that here in a minute because I'm super excited about it. But we know that. So before I get hung up on that, we have this empty spot at Hyundai. Who's going to go in there? Well, one could argue Nikolai Gryanson. I've seen a lot of people saying it's going to be Nikolai. Personally, I don't want it to be Nikolai, just because of how everything went down in WRC2 with the gentleman's agreement and him not wanting to be a part of that and wanting to compete on, like, for points or whatever on the weekends where other people weren't, instead of doing it heads up like Solberg, Greensmith, Rossell, both Rossells maybe. It was an agreement between like 5 guys, and they reached out to Nikolai, and Nikolai was like, nope, I'm not doing that. So that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And I guess, like, strategy wise, makes sense to try to accrue points on the ones where somebody else isn't competing with you, so you can tally up more. I get it. Do I like it? No, I don't. Honestly, I'd like to see Gus Greensmith get a shot at Hyundai, or have Hayden Padden come back. Danny Sordo would be another great option. Chris Meek's getting older, but he'd be that good, fill-in guy. But here's the thing: we still have to address the cars at Hyundai. They are not what they need to be. Bottom line, they are not what they need to be. And nothing's going to change for 2026. Them stepping down for a year to a Rally 2 car for 2027, so they can try to be ready for 2028, I don't think is going to be a great option. I can see it backsliding. Lancia bumping up to Rally 2 next year for 2026. That's going to be a positive. There's a lot of positives. Oliver Solberg stepping up to Rally 1. It's going to be great for the sport. It's great for Oliver. I am skeptical about a lot of things, but that is not one of them. And M Sport, man, they need a guy. And honestly, this is a theory that I have, and I don't know if this theory holds any water. Probably none. But if you look at what Oit's doing right now, okay, Oit steps down from Hyundai. He has stated this is not goodbye. A lot of people are calling it a retirement. It's too early to call it a retirement. My personal belief is we will see Oit at a couple of rallies in 2026 in an M Sport. I think with the red-gray thing, and with the push towards more of an independent thing for 2027 beyond, we need manufacturers involved. I think we can make it look different. I think we can make it look like how NASCAR does it and have it make sense. But I see Oit in a M Sport for a couple of rallies for 2026. It's a prediction. I don't think it holds any water, but we'll see. Yeah. I like the schedule for next year. I like seeing Croatia back on there. There's a lot of tarmac at the beginning after we leave Kenya. That'll be cool. I think they halved the year in a weird way because like you have one rally that's gravel in the middle of a ton of tarmac, and then we go the summer of speed in Europe, and it's nothing but gravel after that. Because even in Italy, I think that one is still planned to be gravel this year. They're wanting to do the ERC Rome ones for WRC, which I think would be really cool eventually. If you are watching the video version of this podcast, you see my lovely dog Penelope coming in here, getting some attention. Letting me know it's about time to go take care of the bottom round roast. My timer is actually getting ready to go off. So, guys, welcome to Season 3. I've got a lot of really cool stuff planned. You know, as we get into the holiday stuff, we're going to be talking Thanksgiving things. We're going to be talking Krampusnacht. We're going to have our special Krampusnacht episode, like always. We're going to do a watch-along again like we did last year for our Christmas movie. And, of course, the not-so-special Christmas special coming up the Friday before Christmas. That being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this short episode. And I'm looking forward to having more awesome, fun stuff going on in Season 3. Thanks, guys.